Every high school player dreams it. Every team wants it. But few achieve it. The chance to play for the state championship at TD Garden. For these Wellesley Raiders, falling short in the finals just a season ago would be the driving force to accomplish as a team. Something even more difficult, back-to-back state finals appearances. But to get there, it starts with 2 points. The great Vince Lombardi once said, "Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is." When every player on a team is focused on that same attitude, working hard towards that one goal, that shot at redemption, well, great things are just waiting to happen. The 2014-2015 Raiders hockey season was truly special. But to realize just how amazing their story is, you need to hear it from the ones who helped write it.
Well, I think from the start it was important to set a mentality for the whole group to have, and 2 points, it's easy to remember, it's simple, but it also has a strong message of just taking it game by game and not looking too far ahead, which I think can be easy to do coming off a successful season last year. Yeah, I think it was easier, just coming from the experience, but I think what helped is that we had, our whole team coming back there as this pretty much the same unit. So what you're saying sticks more, I think, because you've gone through it, being just an older kid, but everyone else was also there and everyone else has also, felt that sadness when you lose before. So when you say all right, we're doing it this time, this is happening, everyone's behind you, and they're not, for the most part, just sort of taking your word for it.
Well, obviously we were all we're gonna go back to the Garden again, but we realized we can't think that far ahead, and because that was everyone's goal. I remember the first captain's practice, we went around and said to go back to the Garden. But for us to do that, we had to win each game, and that was also another really important thing for us to try to go undefeated. But to take one game at a time was what was going to be the most important to get there.
I think the captains and all the seniors had a very determined attitude that they were going to improve on how we did last year. There was a little bit of reluctance and sort of bad feelings of how the season ended with that loss against Westwood. They were determined not to let that happen again. So I think they really translated, their frustration from that year into positive action this year. And I think they were the best possible captains that any team could have had.
Cecily, Sarah, and I are very good friends. And I think throughout the off season we talked about, we're going to get back there. We're going to get back to the Garden. We're going to have to take it game by game. And we knew we had 3 years of experience. We had a year under our belt as captain. And I think we knew that it was going to be a game by game thing. And I feel like we really tried to have the whole team buy into it. And they really did. And it was actually kind of cool. At one of our last practices, Kaylee actually said to Sess and I remember the first captain's practice when you guys talked about wanting to beat Falmouth, wanting to get to the Garden, but knowing that we'd take it game by game. And it was kind of cool that that really resonated with them. They bought into it. They were so into the whole, we want to get there, but it's going to take a lot of work.
So we go back to the beginning. Raiders starting right where they left off, relentless on the ice, scorching their opponents 25-1 in the first 4 games alone. Any team can say they had the talent, but to be truly successful, you need to back up that talent with chemistry. And there was no doubt Raiders had team chemistry, and it started first with captains Cecily Doctor and Kaylee Korskaden. One of the most dominant forward combos on the ice, having great hockey instincts and perfecting the give and go. Both ready to score, and both with the ability to spot any teammate on the move, game after game.
Cecily is the complete package. Fantastic two-way player in all 3 zones. Very creative, and she was pretty much a spark for what we did offensively. Starting on our own end, breakout play, cruising through the neutral zone, trying to formulate, get something going right there. I guess I would say she was the spark that really set things up for us offensively. Kaylee was a tremendous two-way player, and I think that kind of stems from her great understanding of the game. She knows what's going to happen. She can anticipate what's going to happen in all 3 zones and knows when to make a certain play, when not to, when to be in the ice, when to change up, how things are going to go on the power play and the penalty kill. So she's able to use her intelligence to capitalize on the skills that she has.
Yeah, Keely and I have been playing together for a really long time on the same line. It's funny, like I can say like the most ridiculous things. I'll just be like, yeah, yep, and she just like passes it right back to me or whatever. Like I say like nonsense, and like no matter where it is, if it's behind the net, behind like the back pass, or just like right next to each other, like I always know where she's gonna be on the ice and she knows where I'm gonna be on the ice. And it just kind of like flows. It's really nice to play with someone that you can rely on that well.
Yeah, it's really fun to play with someone that, like she said, like you just kind of know where she's going to be, what she's going to do without having to really communicate it. I don't know why or how. I think it's just, we've been playing together forever since we were little. Like it was funny, one of our youth coaches would say you could blindfold us and we'd know where we were. And it's just really nice to be able to rely on someone and to know, you know what, we're going to work out there together and we're going to get the job done. And we kind of have similar attitudes where we would know, all right, this shift we need to go score a goal, or we need to redeem ourselves for our last shift. But I think working with her made it a lot more fun, and it made it, sometimes, the shift sucks and it's hard, but you're going to go out there next time and know that you can do better.
Wellesley gets their first big test early in the season, facing one of their Bay State Conference rivals, the Dedham Marauders. Dedham jumps out to an early 2-0 lead behind Samantha Hickey and Sam Gerard goals. Facing down a deficit is new for Wellesley, but there would be no panic on this team, as we quickly get a glimpse of the offensive depth of the Raiders, where any player on any given day can step up and contribute. As a junior, Sophie Vernon would spark that momentum. With the Raiders outshooting the Marauders 16-4 in the second period alone, Sophie Vernon battles hard in the crease and stuffs in the game-tying goal. Vernon's aggressive play is something that does not go unnoticed by her teammates.
Yeah, so Sophie is such a go-getter. Like, she will work so hard. She just has, I don't know, it's just a hard-working attitude that she is going to grind and she's going to get the puck and she's going to skate her hardest down and beat the girl, and it's really fun to watch, and it's awesome when she gets going. She's in that attitude and she just wants to work hard and wants to win, and that's really fun to see. I don't always play in the same line with her, so I'm not on the ice with her, but it's really fun to watch, and it keeps the momentum on the bench and it keeps the game moving forward and everyone else wanting to work hard just as hard as she does.
With the Marauders quickly answering back to retake the lead once again, 3-2, Wellesley aggressively looks to tie things up yet again. Cecily Doctor's breakaway gets denied, but Doctor stays with it and feeds the puck to Sarah Goss. Goss rears back for her signature slap shot and buries the equalizer. A back-to-back Bay State Conference All-Star defenseman, Goss dominates her position in every aspect of the game, but her slap shot adds a whole other level that makes Sarah arguably one of, if not the best, defensive player in the state.
I mean, I don't know who else like I could ask for to be on a team on a team with. Sarah's the most hardworking girl. She's the funniest girl in the locker room, but as soon as we sit on the ice, this is time for the game. That's something that I absolutely love about her, because she knows how to flip the switch so fast. I feel like I say like reliable, there's something, but she is probably the most reliable person on the ice. I have absolutely no worries like when someone's going down against her. There's nothing I love more, especially when we're on the power play and I feed the puck to her from the top of the blue line and she takes like her best shot and it like snipes corner. And it's just like, I'm not even kidding, it's honestly what makes me so happy is she's just a great hockey player and is gonna do great in college also.
The height helps. I think honestly when I get out there, playing girls sports, people are shorter. So I think sometimes they'll just kind of look at me and be scared on that note. But we have a really good power penalty kill. We have a very good penalty kill, I think, with Megan back there, and you get your stronger players on the ice and everyone's just working together. We work on it a lot in practice, and just playing the box and knowing when to be more aggressive and having the strength to just get the puck out are all really important, and I think that everyone on the ice is capable of that. I think Jody and Cecily especially, sometimes Keely when she's out there, they do a really, really good job of eating the puck in our offensive zone when we're on the kill, which buys time, gets our players back on the ice, and that's it's easy to work with a defenseman when they're just eating the puck down there and you're just kind of hanging out at the blue line, and then they'll come back, but you always have good support around you.
After another back-and-forth divisional rival clash, this time with the Milton Wildcats, results in a painful first loss of the season, the players would channel that bitterness in the best way possible, on the ice. With 5 of their next 6 games on the road, Wellesley would punch in 5 more wins, 0 losses, and a scoreless tie, improving to 11-1-2. Wellesley's ability to find young talent always seems to shine through. And this season there would be 3 freshmen on the varsity roster, who wasted no time helping spark an already high-powered offense. Phoebe Lawrence and Elise Coakley would take any advantage of the opportunities given them. While earning a starting position on the first line, the scoring machine Kaylee Donnelly was everything this team had hoped for, and more.
Elise is like, she's probably the smallest kid out there against any team, but what was the first game? I don't know what the first game was, but she scored a goal, whatever. It was like, I couldn't have been more happy for someone before. She's the sweetest kid and is the funniest girl in the locker room also. And she doesn't even realize it, I don't think, half the time, because she's like, I don't think she's not a space shuttle, that's kind of rude, but like, that's kind of rude, I'm kidding. At least I'm kidding. But she's a great girl. I mean, she has 3 years ahead of her, and Wellesley hockey, I think, is really lucky because she's definitely someone that's a hard-working girl.
We had heard about Kaylee before. We knew she had tremendous success playing for her club team and pretty much everywhere she went. And we were anticipating that she would make an immediate contribution. But she was just probably even more than we expected. She just brought so many different things to the table. Didn't look like a freshman, didn't play like a freshman, and just really kind of elevated the other players that she was out there with. She made some real key plays for us this year, and she was just a great kid for us.
Facing a team who had won their last 9 in a row, the Norwood Mustangs, the Raiders would have nothing to worry about, as the score, at first a close one, would be quickly demolished, single-handedly by Kaylee Donnelly's breakout performance, showing firsthand just how much of an impact player Donnelly already is.
It was really fun having someone come in that's so young and so awesome to play with. Like mentally, like her attitude was great, and just at the beginning, I think in preseason we switched the lines like 10 times to try to figure out what was going to work for our team, and finally I moved to center and she was on wing, and it just kind of like settled in, and there was that flow. Like she could be behind the net and making the pass to us, or we could be behind the net and making the pass to her. It was a real kind of like more chemistry, and like the whole feel of it was really nice, and you could always count on her to get a goal when you would need it. And it was kind of funny, like she never really had that like freshman nerves or anything. She could just go out there and do it because she was confident in herself, and we made sure, we're like, you know what, you're good. If you have the shot, take the shot. You're not, she didn't want to be selfish, but we're like, you're not, like you're going to help the team in a way.
When you think about what makes a team truly successful, talent, determination, chemistry, they're all important. Having an unselfish attitude to go along with all of that is key. Despite so much talent here, there are no egos. Every player, freshman to senior, knows their role, big or small, and gives it 100%. After not having any seniors last year, senior night versus Natick would be extra special for Dr., Korskadden, Goss, Corinna Garfield, Caroline Bradley, Annika Witt, Jody Lunger, and Megan King, as they would play their last regular season home game at Babson, blowing out the Redhawks 7-1. The undeniable value and leadership these 8 seniors brought, without a doubt, helped define a tournament-ready team for the 12th year in a row, coached under George Campbell.
We had a lot of players that had really established their own reputation from last year. So yeah, we knew we had depth coming in. We knew that adding a talented freshman like Kaylee would give us more depth. We had players who played on our second line this year who were probably better than many other teams' first line. We also had seniors like Jody Lunger and Caroline Bradley, who just kept on getting better and better every year, which again just solidified the depth that this team had throughout the season.
I think that Jody's really skilled, and I think that she really, really brought our third line together, and I think that she would have been awesome on any of the other lines. I think that just the way spots work out sometimes, she was really their anchor there. And, she had a great year, I thought, but even, moving past the skill, Jody's just a great person to have on your team. You know, she's always messing around in the locker room, just friends with everybody. She's a hilarious girl and just always having a good time. So it's fun to play with her, definitely.
Wow, who did I start with? Corinna. I don't know where to begin with her. She is probably one of the most hardworking girls I've ever met. She will give 150%, cares so much about everything that she does, and it's something that I really look up to, definitely. On the ice, you know that you'll always have someone backing her up. The puck goes down, and I have complete faith in her to take the 1v1, to take the 2v1 or whatever, and I know that she'll do her job. She's just a really reliable person. Caroline, no matter, she drove our carpool all the time actually. Just a great girl. She every single time I come off the ice and I'm saying absurd things or just whatever, she's always like, that was a great shift, Cecily. That was a really great, get out there and do it again, don't worry about it. And and I know in the moment I probably wasn't that, I guess maybe I wasn't that nice back, but off the ice, I know she knows how much what she said meant to me. She's a great person. I think that Sarah, I'm talking about anchoring the third line, but I think that she also was, she knew what she had to do and couldn't be happier to do it. So just a great girl.
I think the hallmark of a great goalie is that they continue to improve. Megan did improve every year and got so much better every year right up until her senior year. The other thing about you want a goalie to do is make big plays that turn the game around for your team. So if you happen to be losing 2-0, the other team has a tremendous scoring chance, a golden opportunity. Your goalie stops it, they make a great save, your forwards turn it around, go down the other end and score it, now it's a 2-1 game. If they don't come up big, now you're losing 3-0. So Megan just was able to do that for us the entire year. She made the play, that turned it around for the kids made it pay off, and she just really found her home as a goalie.
I love playing defense with Annika. I think that when the rotations did have to go down, because when Corinna went out, we were stepping up playing 3D, or Kat was coming in, but whenever I was out there with her, it was awesome to just have another defenseman that you can go out there and play with who, even if you haven't been playing with them all season, it's like you have, and you already have that sort of, the communication aspect is there. She was always great about that and just knows where to be, and it's really awesome to play with her, and she's fun.
Final game of the regular season would quickly arrive, and it's the one Wellesley as a team would always look forward to, reigniting a great rivalry on the ice with the Falmouth Clippers, the same team Wellesley knocked out in the semifinals just a season ago. The Cape Cod Classic would showcase as well the two best goalies in the division, Madison Scavato and Megan King. With key injuries to Sophie Vernon, Kylie Noonan, and Corinna Garfield, that would just be an added challenge the Raiders would be more than ready to take on.
The kids love going down to that tournament. Every year we ask the captains, is that something we want to do again this year? They said definitely we do. It's a tremendous tune-up for the regular state MIAA tournament. Great competition. They like the physicality of how things go down there. We played Barnstable and Falmouth. Played Falmouth this year on a Friday morning after having played 2 tough games already down there. Megan King had been sick the day before and could not play against LaSalle Academy. She rebounded and came back the next day. Kylie Noonan had gotten injured the day before, again against LaSalle. We knew we wouldn't have her back for a while. Corinna Garfield, who was skating a regular shift for us all year on defense, hadn't reappeared and wasn't quite ready to fully come back against them. So our depth really kicked in. Our kids were determined to put their best foot forward against that Falmouth team that we had established a perennial rivalry with going back from the time they were freshmen.
In a defensive opening period, Wellesley would break this scoreless tie open with just under a minute to go in the first. As no surprise, setting the momentum would be Cecily Doctor and Kaylee Korskaden.
Kylie, Corinna, and Sophie were all out. Megan was sick the day before, but she was playing, so we knew we really had to step up our game. We had freshmen step up who played amazing, and I think just going into it, it kind of gave us that confidence. You know what? If we can beat them without our full second line, without our second D, we can do it. And so it was really fun to kind of have that momentum going forward and it was really nice to get that goal going into the locker room after the first period. I honestly didn't even know I scored. Sess kind of pickpocketed the goalie and put it in, and I just dove and tapped it in. It was really all her, but it was really nice. It gave us that little energy and the boost kind of going right in, helped us move forward throughout the game.
With Kaylee Donnelly netting 2 more key goals, giving Wellesley the 3-0 advantage, Raiders' defense, always a force to be reckoned with, would still continue to dominate. With Corinna Garfield still out, that meant more important minutes on the ice for ones like Witt, Lunger, and junior Danny Hickman.
I think that Danielle really stepped up towards the end of the year. She's obviously always been a great player for us, but I think that she really came in with some confidence and started taking the puck more, which was awesome to see because she really helped our team out in that way. She's just the nicest person. I love Danny.
With an amazing goals against average of 1.56, Megan King, despite not being 100%, would still look every bit the game changer she proves to be every time King stands between the pipes.
I love playing with Megan. She's a great goalie, and it's awesome to play with that wall behind you as a defenseman because it allows you to take more risks, and I think that helped us in the Falmouth game because Megan was really just on fire from the start. So it gives you the confidence. You kind of think to yourself, okay, our goalie's playing well, we can take a few more steps up in offense and get with the play a little bit more. She does a good job not getting phased if stuff happens. At the end there, they kind of had a bit more of a push, which can happen in close games, but she always keeps her cool and is coming up with key saves no matter what the situation is, and she's great.
Breaking the shutout with 2 quick goals, though, Clippers are only down 3-2 and looking for more. Raiders need a score, and who better to step up than Cecily Doctor, a 3-time Bay State Conference All-Star. Doctor, even as a freshman, defined what a complete package player in hockey is all about. Dominating in steals, assists, and goals scored, Doctor looked even faster in her senior year. That in itself is not surprising, but doing that coming back from a crushing ACL injury is just incredible. While opponents would try time and again to get under Cecily's skin with cheap shots, the best answer Doctor could give is bury the puck into the back of the net. And Cecily does just that.
I don't know. I don't think I'm 100% now either, but I think that I was really excited for hockey to be my first sport to come back to. I don't know what it is, but Falmouth definitely gets me so angry in any sense, but that's actually funny you said that, by answering with work, because I don't know, I guess you could say that sometimes it slips up for me or whatever, and I say something dumb. That game, it's what else would you, I don't know who else to play, who I would want to play in that game. I think that when Caitlin, I think it was the second period, or maybe it was the first period or whatever, after we got in the locker room, and she was like, everyone just needs to put it on the scoreboard and show them doesn't matter the cheap shots or whatever. And obviously I was so mad. I think they pushed me down and I freaked out. I didn't get a penalty, whatever. But scoring that goal, I think I was just such a huge. I walk away and I'm like I was about to, but I'm kidding. The girls I think were so mad or whatever. They just looking at me again, and I'm just yeah, TV. Kidding me, but that was definitely a great moment.
I think that Cecily controls the puck and the play just incredibly well. Probably the best of anyone I've ever played with, and it's awesome to play with her on a line, especially on the power play. She'll just control the puck along the boards, and it's awesome to play with because she's going to get it to you, and she can slow the play down if need be. She's incredible at getting around people. You always trust her to come back on the back check. I can't count the number of times where I've been out on the ice or watching her, and she'll just pick up the stick and get the puck when she comes out of nowhere. And then to have that as a defender, knowing that your forwards are going to come back and help you is huge, and it's just awesome to play with.
Falmouth at the end would score a meaningless goal with less than 20 seconds to go to make it look like it was a close game. But this 4-3 final was clearly a statement win for these Bay State Conference champs. If Falmouth thought this game would be easy with 3 key players out, well, the Raiders were more than happy to prove them wrong. At 16, 1, and 3, and with a ton of confidence heading into the MIAA tourney, bring on the playoffs. This team is just getting started.
So that was actually really special. I mean, a really, really hard thing for Caitlin to go through, and she was so supportive of us, so we really knew that we were going to rally around her and do this for her. It's horrible that her brother passed, but she was so involved in our team and helped us so much throughout the year that we were going to do something for her. And we talked as captains and with the coaches of figuring out a way to honor her. And I think actually Sarah might have said we should do stickers. And so my mom and I scrambled and we went out and found stickers and we printed them up, and we luckily had them for our first tournament game. And I think she wasn't actually there with us, but we sent her a picture and she was so excited. Her family was so happy, and it was just really nice to be able to honor her and her brother and everything she's done for our team, and it gave us that extra motivation definitely going into the playoffs.
The impact assistant coach Kurth makes on these players day after day is undeniable. So as a team, the Raiders would not be skating off the ice this night without a victory. But to do that, they had to score against a very underrated but talented goalie in Shrewsbury's Delia O'Connor. Aggressively attacking the net with shots on goals one after the other, O'Connor is up to the challenge. So we head into the second, locked in with a scoreless tie. With 2:30 left in the second, Keely Korsgaden takes the puck and just buries it for the game-changing score. Always with a pass-first attitude, Keely brings so much leadership. Mix that in with the ability to play multiple roles and the hockey smarts to back it up every shift. Without question, as a captain, Korsgaden is that kind of player who just makes every teammate around her even better.
Keely has really good game sense, and I think that she's a great leader, and I think that goal shows that. Your team is in a close game when, realistically, it's the first round of the tournament. You're a pretty high seed, and you always want to go in there with that mentality that you treat every opponent the same, but I think that it can be hard to do that sometimes in the first round. But I think that when we were in the closer game than we thought we were going to be, Keely really just stepped up and got that goal and got everybody going. She's always so encouraging and really does just know where to be, and is so good at setting up. Everyone works really well with her line, and isn't afraid to take her own shots, definitely makes stuff happen.
I think when we score, I think our team gets so fired up from that no matter what. And when she scored, it was just so much you took one breath. We had still a lot of hockey left, but it's a lot more comfortable to play against. And I'm so thankful she did that. Oh my God. But playing, especially in that environment, I've never heard a girls hockey chant before. And there's so many people there. And it was really great to have her score that goal I think that not to show everyone, but how hard we work, and this is worth it. And just to hear them chanting "Let's go Raiders" or something is I don't know. I think we're still talking about that because it's kind of nuts. But yeah, that was just a great goal.
Defending that 1-goal lead would not be easy. Making it even harder would be the 4 penalties called on the team. 2 of them in the third period alone. No worries though when you have a double-weapon defenseman on the ice for all 4 of them. Sarah Goss uses her fierce competitiveness on the penalty kill and power play. Just one of the many reasons why Sarah has earned so many awards. Most notably the highest honor of being given the MIAA Boston Bruins Sportsmanship Award. But to list all of Goss's achievements, there would just be too many to name. Goss's slap shot here would set up Kaylee Donnelly's putback goal for the much-needed score.
We read the list at the presentation of the banquet of everything that had come her way award-wise this year and last year. When I talk to opposing coaches around the state, that's the first name they mention. They just can't believe how good she is. I think what the other coaches don't have the benefit of even understanding of is how much of a competitor she is. No one hates losing more than Sarah. And so she's going to find the most direct path to winning. She's going to instigate her teammates to hey, this is what we have to do now. Let's get on the stick and let's get it done. So she was tremendous for us this year, and just again, too many things to say about she did this well. She didn't have a weakness. She was just tremendous. So glad that she's going to continue on and play in college.
Yeah, I love working with Sarah because you can always count on her, and penalty kill, she always knows what to do, and you can definitely rely on her. And with the power play, it's fun because she doesn't always have to kind of be in her defensive mindset where I gotta get back. She is allowed to be a little more aggressive, and it's fun kind of working it down from the corner and letting her kind of cut in and get open and just rip a shot, because she always does. She has the greatest slap shot, and it's really fun to be able to kind of work that more into the offensive play.
Goals by Korskaden and Donnelly would highlight this gritty 2-0 victory over Shrewsbury, as the Raiders played with a ton of heart, not just for themselves, but for the coach who inspires them. In front of a packed crowd of Raider crazies, this team earned a well-deserved spot in the Division II quarterfinals. Next stop, Gallo Arena, where the opponent Wellesley will face in the Division II quarters are the Milton Wildcats, a team that so far had beaten and tied Wellesley earlier in the season. And nobody on this team had forgotten that. So with Kylie Noonan, Sophie Vernon, and Corinna Garfield all back healthy, it seemed only fitting to meet up with their Bay State Conference rivals and beat them when it counted the most. Kylie Noonan, in her first game back, wasted no time in firing up her teammates.
It was really exciting. I mean, we knew that we definitely did not play our best. The other 2 times we played Milton, I mean, we lost them, and that just clearly we showed that should not have happened. And I think we went into it and we're like, we beat them 3 times last year. They're not about to come in here and beat us twice and tie us once. That just should not happen. So we played with a lot of confidence, and we needed that. And I think right away, I know our line, the first shift was not the greatest, and I came off the bench like, oh man, like, is this gonna happen again? And then all of a sudden Kylie went out there and she just, bam, right away got that goal, and that just switched the entire momentum for the bench. Like we were like all like hugging each other, like she got her second one right away, and everything just kind of, she lifted our whole team up, and that was I think really exciting for the whole team, but it gave her a lot more confidence coming back from her knee. I know she was a little nervous, it's hard coming back from an injury, but to get those 2 quick goals, she just got on a roll and just kept going, and that was really fun to watch and to play with.
Our kids were determined. Right? I would put Kylie up at the front of the pack right there. She was coming back. She knew that we had lost to Milton and tied them during the regular season. She was determined to make something happen out there and make it happen right off the bat. So she had the talent to do that. She got plenty of help from her teammates out there. And she just lit it up right away.
Well, it was clear from the very start, if the Raiders had any say in this game would not have a close score like the other 2 matches before. Junior Kylie Noonan was not done either. Behind a season-high 4-goal MVP performance, Noonan lit up the ice, and Milton just had no way to stop her.
It's hard for me. It was hard for me in the moment during the regular season, like losing to them and tying to them, but I think that we won the game. That was most important. Kylie, if I was her, there's nothing better, I think, coming back from a knee injury and having her first game. She scored 4 goals, just unreal. I think that was a really big turning point for us, knowing that we definitely can do this, we can go all the way. We showed that we can lose to a team, but we're gonna beat them here. It was just a great game, and a great game for Kylie also.
That game was awesome. I think that we had not had our most strong games against Milton in the season, obviously, and getting Kylie back was awesome. She had 4 points that game. I mean, that was incredible. But I think that as a team, we really just exposed them, and I think that we were everyone was on their game for and up to play them, which we hadn't been in the past, and Kylie getting us going early, and then everyone just following suit, and that win felt good.
Wellesley would play revenge in-your-face hockey from the opening face-off, as Kylie Noonan helped spark this high-powered offense early and never let up, as Megan King's nasty defense in net helped secure her 8th shutout of the year. Having to contend with that wall between the pipes would be a losing battle for Milton. This time, Wildcats never had a shot and lose in a blowout 7-1. The game of hockey takes skill, effort, and a ton of hard work. You are guaranteed it won't be easy. Now, heading to the semifinals, these Raiders knew, just like every game, home or away, their teammate in the stands, Katie Korskaden, would be cheering them on. And that's all the extra motivation you could ask for.
Honestly, half the time I think she's more excited about it than we are, and you all know how excited we really are about it. So it's really cool that she is part of something that she's not playing, but she is just as much part of a team. And I've been lucky that my friends and my teammates and my coaches have been really supportive and love that aspect of and let her in the locker room. They gave her a jersey. Like, that makes her day to be able to come in and talk to us. She was so excited the morning she got up early and kind of gave me the big hug, gave me the pep talk before we went. And it's really fun to see her. I'd look up in the stands and just know that, like, she is thrilled. If I had the worst shift ever, she'd still be the happiest girl ever. So it's just really nice to know that you have that support.
Having Katie around every game, all of our home games, our most loyal fan who never ever missed, was something that every kid on the team appreciated. You know, our team would have certain probably rituals they would go through, touching the 2-point sign and doing things before the game, but having Katie there was something that I think just inspired all the kids. When Katie first started with us a couple of years ago, and we were able to give her a game jersey to wear, she would come around, but she would be a little bit apprehensive, not really, you know, about going into the locker room. But by the end of Keeley's senior year, Katie was just very comfortable, you know, being there, being with the kids, you know, some occasionally talking to them before the game started, always being there after the game. So you could not ask for better influence than to have Katie around the way she was. She was just great.
Taking one game at a time has gotten Raiders right where they wanted. One win away from the state championship. Standing in their way, a solid team in the Medfield Warriors, who would showcase their standout freshman goalie, Skylar Flynn. But Wellesley has Megan King, the high school to Garask, standing her ground in net. So defense reigns on both sides as Wellesley gets their chances. But we head well into the second period, still locked in with all zeros. Until finally, Kaylee Korskadden with the give and go. The puck slides perfectly to Kaylee Donnelly, and Kaylee 5 holes the wrister through. With that score, Donnelly once again shows that on the ice, her play can change the outcome of any game. And like Doctor, Kaylee would show no signs of slowing down after recovering from her own off-season knee injury.
That's funny that you said it. We had she was just coming back from her knee injury also, and like I couldn't even tell. I wouldn't even know. She's such an impact player on the ice. Kaylee's just a great person to play with, and great kid off the ice. She brings so much to the team. Like, I can always rely on her. She has one of the best shots. No offense, Sarah.
Can't say enough good things about her. She had a great year, obviously, and huge offensive threat for us, which was awesome to have. I think on top of that, she's just a great kid and a great teammate to have, so she really folded in with our team well. Coming onto the first line, there wasn't any cattiness about moving positions. I think that everyone ended up where they should be and played, and then we had great chemistry all year, which was awesome, and I think she worked really well with Cecily and Keeley and just setting everybody up and also knowing when to take the shots and that sort of thing. So I think they just combined to have a great year, obviously.
So fast forward to the third period, still 1-0 Raiders. And if you are not sitting on the edge of your seat with a lump in your throat, well, check your pulse. Chaos around the net. Grace Powell's shot rebounds back out. The puck's loose and Lindsey Brown stuffs in the putback, and the Warriors tie it up. Or did they? Hold on here as the refs talk it over. Gutsy call to make in the playoffs, but the refs wave it off. Medfield interference. No goal. But that all changes not even a minute later as Lindsey Brown with the steal, this time, will not be denied a goal again. And so now, we're tied up 1-1. The battle of the goalies continues with still plenty of time left in this third. But Megan King and Skylar Flynn are more than ready to face the pressure. So the end of regulation ticks away in this crazy nail-biter of a game to be decided in sudden death overtime. One team's season ends, while the other will head to the state finals. Well, the seats here at Gallo Arena are filled with nervous fans. In the Raiders huddle, all you see is determination to get the job done.
You know, we've all played together for a while, which I think can help. Even, you know, you're 12 in the town games and it's the state tournament for the Tier 3 and you're in one of those situations, and, you know, whether it's on a grander stage or not, you've had that experience together, which gives you some confidence when you've had some success there. But I think coming out of that huddle, just remembering that game, what really gets us going is Coach Caitlin Kurth. She's just an incredible motivational speaker for us, and, you know, she's been there, obviously. She played at BC and had a great run, and it's awesome to have someone to look up to who's that intense, but just between whistles to get you going.
We let them hang around. The game ended up tied, and our kids just said, well, this is as far as this is going to go, and we're just going to take it upon ourselves to do all the right things not let them score, not let them get plays going in the offensive zone or even through the neutral zone. And we're just going to take care of business and do what we came down here for.
And take care of business they did. After so many shots that were stopped by Flint all game, to get back to the Garden, you knew this one was the one.
Got Noonan. She passes it to Noonan. Noonan's got one defender to beat. She beats the defender. She goes in and scores! Noonan! Noonan! With the overtime goal with 3 left in overtime. Oh, Robbie. Kylie Noonan!
It's do or die, and I was like, this is my senior year. I'm not ending it here in Bourne. Like, we always joke, Bourne's where seasons go to die, and like that was not going to be our season. And it was just kind of last hope. I don't know why I was still on the ice. I definitely should not have still been on the ice because Kylie was on the ice, but I picked it up in the defensive end and I looked up and I saw Kylie and I was like, go. And so it was a lucky pass, like I just fed her and I didn't even get off and I was like, come on. And I watched her, I saw her beat the first sprint and I was like, all right, and she was in and she scored and I just honestly just dropped to the ground. I couldn't even get to the bench. Like everyone ran to pile on her and it was just such a good feeling. I didn't even care that I made the pass, like it could have been anyone. Like she scored and we were going to the Garden and that was really all that mattered, and it was just such a relief, kind of. I mean, the first year that we won in the semis, it was sheer excitement and like just like we had done it, but this year was a little bit more relief because we were the team that's talked about to get back, and that's a lot of pressure. So to kind of put it away and know that we were getting back there was very nice.
I think that not panicking was probably the thing that was able to put them over the top. They just really pulled together and they were determined, like, okay, we never should have got into a situation to put us in overtime, and we're not going to leave this rink without a win. It was just a matter of senior leadership on Keely's part, determination on Kylie's part, and we certainly gave the fans their money's worth that night, and that game propelled us right back into Boston Garden for the second straight year.
I'm not kidding you, it never fails to put a smile on my face. That goal, like I have no words for that. It was, you couldn't, oh my God, I'm sorry. It was just like, I think I was in, I don't even know how, like what my emotions were going into overtime, but she went out there like it was nothing. And when she scored that, oh my God, everyone was just jumping on each other. It was, oh my God, I don't even have words to say it. That was definitely one of the highlights of the tournament for sure.
You did a very, very good job, and do not blow it. You worked your ass off and won that game, okay? And now you're going to the state finals. The Garden again. You guys join tonight, and this week we're going to work, and you're going to kick their ass, okay? Let's go. Good job.
You guys found a way to do it, all right? It was not pretty, but you found a way to do it, and that is what.
That last play was the best play of the game.
Yeah. Great teams find a way to win games, and you guys did that. You didn't lose your cool, which is the biggest plus for me. The last 5 minutes on the timeouts and the overtime, you got that. We played our best in the overtime. All of a sudden, we were like, "Oh, I know how to play man on man," and we did it right. They didn't get any shots. That's how we played those last 5 minutes in Falmouth. Don't keep it that close, but you guys, for tonight at least, be proud because this is an unreal accomplishment. Enjoy it, but then as of tomorrow, no more celebrating because we got to get ready to kick Falmouth's ass.
Yeah.
After a ton of hard work and determination, you couldn't ask for a better matchup for the state championship. Falmouth versus Wellesley. Now with the experience of having been here just a season ago, every player would be focused on putting their very best on the ice. for one last time.
Yeah, the second time going there was definitely a different experience. I think the first time we got there, everyone's kind of starstruck and really excited to be playing there because it is such an exciting thing and it was an amazing experience. But the first time we win, I think we got a little caught up in that, and I think that it took us off guard. And yeah, we went through extensive warm-ups, you know, running behind the rink, and which is really cool to look up and see the boards that they put in for the Celtics stuff, and you're saying, we made it, and it's really fun. But the outcome of that game, I think, and just playing there definitely helped us because when we came back the second time, we knew what to expect in terms of the ice and how hot it would be in there and just how mentally tough you have to be when you're playing in a game like that. And I think everyone came back and it wasn't about the experience anymore, it was about getting that title. And that, I think everyone was just a lot more on the same page.
One thing that we joke about our team is psychotic when it comes to superstitions. We have a routine for every single thing. Like there's kids that wear the same thing to every single game. I, for one, have like a whole thing of I have to do before each game, but I think that this time we went into it being like we're playing a hockey game, like we're at the Garden. That's so cool, like unbelievable, honestly. But last year, that was our time to like be in awe, take pictures, do all that fun stuff. But this time, it was kind of different.
It was really cool. The night before we had team dinner and we were talking to the underclassmen, it was just like, this doesn't happen to most people. Like, this is so cool that we all get to experience this again. Like, it will be so surreal for you guys walking in. We already had the experience under our belt. Our first time there is more, like the other girls said, like picture taking, walking around, seeing everything, and it was more, our goal was to get to the Garden. We honestly barely even thought about the game. It was just to get there, and that clearly showed. And so we kind of talked to the girls and we're like, this is going to be so surreal for you. It's going to be the coolest experience ever. But in the back of your head, know that you're going there to play a game.
It's a nail-biter defensive battle on the ice here at the Garden. And one thing's for sure, these two teams do not like each other. But you'd expect nothing less in this classic rivalry. After Shannon Upton's one-timer finds net to give Clippers the 1-0 advantage, Falmouth would hold that lead deep into this opening period. So it's up to someone on Wellesley to make that big play. That someone would be Carly Boyle. Boyle is such a tough player who leads the way time and again on this Raiders' talented second line. Not afraid of contact, Carly plays with a grittiness you can't help but admire. So when Falmouth's cocky chants of "I believe that we will win" rain down from the crowd to motivate their own team, it lights a fire inside Carly Boyle instead. So Carly, with the puck, rips a shot and buries the game-tying goal. Since both these teams are loaded with talent and always match up incredibly well, it's no surprise that when the third period comes, with the championship on the line, we are gridlocked at 2-2. As usual, Falmouth's Madison Scavato brought her A-game, as Wellesley, shot after shot, would try to score that go-ahead goal, but Scavato and the post would be their own worst enemy. In a game playing for the state championship, all you can ask for is to give 100%, leave it all on the ice. Every single player did exactly that. Behind a truly standout performance by goalie Megan King, King was even nastier with a postseason record of 1.01 goals against average. And for this game, Megan would stop an amazing 35 shots, truly saving her best for last, while at the same time easily resembling what Bruins Tuukka Rask does every game between those same pipes. Although this stressful nail-biter of a game would end in sudden death, with Falmouth, the team who would score that heartbreaking overtime goal. What a high school game it truly was.
She absolutely is a game changer. We could be having like the worst game, and it honestly wouldn't matter because she blocks every single shot. She comes out of nowhere and just saves everything, and you're just like, oh my God. She played unreal at the Garden. Nothing. Last goal, like, whatever, but, like, she, like you said, she honestly was Tuukka in net. You couldn't have asked for anyone else to be in net for you for that game, especially.
I think that game was one of our best, obviously. Everyone was putting in so much work, and it was just amazing to see, you know, you're looking to your left and your right, and everyone's breathing hard, everyone's putting in so much effort. And like Coach Campbell said, it's just the wrong outcome, I think. You know, the reporters were talking to me after the game trying to sort of imply that it was one thing that had happened, and obviously you get a bad turnover and stuff happens, but you can't discount the entire game, and it wasn't, there wasn't one weakness of our team, I thought that offensively we were getting our chances. I mean, their goalie played amazingly. Defensively we were strong. I mean, mistakes happen and teams capitalize, but we had our opportunities too.
I thought that was probably the best game we played all year. Falmouth can probably say the same things for themselves. So again, that was a great game for high school hockey. I can't think of any kids on our team who didn't have their best game. It was tremendous. We did all the right things, and you know, we came up a little bit short in overtime right there, and that can happen. That's hockey.
I mean, back to like what team can lose and then go through the whole season again and be back to where it was. Like, I think that in itself of just like realizing what we had done, and we reached half our goal, I guess you could say, of saying that we're going to get back to the Garden. And to do that, I think, is honestly just incredible. It didn't turn out how we wanted, and I think that I could go through like play by play of that game, but I'm gonna, like, in 20 years from now, I'm gonna be saying I played in the Garden twice. Like, who can say that? And I think it's so cool. But as of right now, still probably pretty bitter about it. Oh yeah. But I mean, very cool experience, definitely.
Though the pain and bitterness from that loss may still remain with the Raiders, in time, that will fade. What will stay are the memories and the reality of what this team accomplished, making it to the state finals 2 years in a row. And that is everything to be proud of.
How proud I am of this team, you probably really can't put into words, you know, but it's just, you know, I'm proud of what they did, of the things you can read on paper. Yes, they went to the Garden 2 years in a row, Bay State League champs 3 years in a row. I think we only lost one regular season game per year for the past 3 years. I mean, all that stuff is, you can't deny the kind of success they've had, you know. But I think actually what I'm most proud about is how these kids lead their lives, the kinds of people they are, the way they conduct themselves around the school, the way they treat other people. Very, very classy kids, but it's just something that comes from within inside of them. And you know, just being associated with people like that is absolutely probably the greatest sense of pride that you could have of having ever met these kids, coach them, work with them, and see them go on to college and have great lives in the future.
There's so many. I don't even know. Like, going back to our freshman year, we had really great leaders with Molly McNamara and Nora Murphy, and that was really fun to kind of be right away kind of taken under their wing, and we're really part of a team. And that kind of taught me especially how to be as a leader, and I think that the three of us definitely kind of wanted to carry that on with the younger girls as we moved up. Winning, I'd say beating Falmouth at Bourne for the semis was definitely one of my favorite experiences of high school, and just knowing that like all of the hard work that we put into it kind of is coming back and helping us. And our carpools are definitely a really big part of the team. I mean, it's so not a thing that you would think of that would create the team dynamic, but it creates the best friends, and we have carpool wars or like go out to ice cream together, and it's just, that's a really fun aspect of the team. And just honestly, we have fun wherever we go because of the people on our team. I think it could be different if there were different people, but it's just, I have the best memories from hockey, not even from high school, but all the way from when I was young and when I started, so I'm definitely gonna miss that.
My friends and I always kind of talk about, you know, top 3 moments of high school, and beating Falmouth in the semis to go to the Garden originally is just always up there. The hype of after winning that game, you know, going to the locker room, everyone was screaming, that was so exciting. And I think the freshman year season was really special to just be able to come in and be part of a team that quickly and have, you know, we had seniors that year, Molly McNamara and Nora Murphy, and you know, you're driving in carpools with them every day, getting to know them, and you just get so close with everyone. And I think that's what I'll miss the most, is obviously it's so fun to compete, but doing it with your friends is something really special.
Junior year, Falmouth, beating them, top moment of high school probably was that game. that game was probably our championship. One of the funniest moments was 6 a.m.s are probably when the best humor comes out because everyone is. There's this one time Caroline Bradley had these sweatpants, and I don't know why. I honestly have no idea why she did it. I still don't know why, but it made perfect sense. She cut her sweatpants into I don't even know if she cut, she ripped them. So they were like capris, but no one knew why she had done it. And honestly, if you're listening to this, it probably sounds like the stupidest story. It's not funny, it's not. It was hilarious. I think everyone in the locker room was hysterically laughing. It was so funny. And it honestly, if you're coming from an outside perspective, it probably isn't funny whatsoever, but it's just stuff like that I'm not gonna forget, definitely. I mean, we had a great 4 years, and it's sad, it's really sad that it's over, but it's the stuff like that in the locker room and what we've accomplished I'll never forget that.
As you look back at this incredible hockey season in the months and the years to come, what will always stand out is how these Raiders showed game after game what it means to be a team.
Personally, I think that I'd go back and probably do the same thing over again. I'd want to go game by game. I'd want to get those 2 points every game, and I would definitely have the goal to be at the Garden. It would be really nice to play Falmouth again, but go game by game, be a team, and just enjoy it. Honestly, for a lot of them, for the seniors, their last 20, 24 games, that's so surreal, and it goes by so fast. And I think just enjoy the memories, make the memories, have fun with it. If you're missing, you're hanging out with your friends, that doesn't matter. You're with your teammates, and I think I'm so jealous.
I think that I would tell them to just try to get to know everyone on the team really well, because building relationships with people outside your own grade is really important, I think, and just makes high school a better experience. But also to keep those ties, because I myself am not great with keeping up with people, and I feel like I've had really good friends through the Wellesley hockey program that I haven't kept up with as well, and I wish that I had.
I would say the 6 a.m. practices and the 9 p.m. Friday practices at night, you kind of have to love it, I guess. I never thought I would say that, but I'm not playing hockey again is really sad. So for them to have another season, you have to have fun with it. I mean, they have so much talent still. They have endless opportunity, I think, also. Just to work hard at every single thing, every practice, and yeah, go get them, guys. 3rd time's a charm.
For the amazing talent that remains, there is still a story to be told. So make it count, one game at a time. The Garden is waiting, but to get there, it starts with 2 points.
Got one defender to beat. She beats the defender. She goes in and scores! Noonan! With the overtime goal with 3. I didn't ID or something.
Great pass there, though, to Noonan. You're right. Finishes it by Fred. And the Raiders are going to have a chance to redeem themselves from last year, LeVon. We'll be back at the Garden again on Sunday.
What a high school hockey game you just saw here at Gallo. And we're going to the
We are going to the Garden. Woo!
For the 2nd year in a row. Oh, Robbie.
I'm fired up.
We are lucky to have some great coaches. They're great people, but also they care so much about us. Coach Campbell is always making sure that everyone is where they should be, everyone's okay, everyone's happy, and that's really nice to kind of have someone that's always looking out for you. Coach Hammond, Cecily and I got to work really closely with him these past 4 years. We have kind of a funny relationship where we can joke, and we can kind of tell him what we think's going to work, and like he really wants us to be the best that we can. He's going to do what he needs to do to help us be the best we can, and that's really nice to know that you have someone you can count on that is going to help you lead the team. Caitlin, I don't even know how you can know as much as she does about hockey. She is an amazing person and an amazing hockey player, and it's really cool to have someone that loves hockey so much that they're going to spend their Friday nights and their Saturday nights playing, teaching you guys and wanting you to love it just as much as she does. And it was always really cool to have her there, like sharing her little tidbits and experiences and memories that she has had, and it kind of makes us enjoy it a little more. And Courtney, I love Courtney. She's so nice, and she also spends her Friday, Saturday nights. Her husband probably hates it, but she is always there. You can always go ask her questions. She always knows the answers, and she just really also cares about what we're doing, wants to help us, wants to make sure that we're getting better. And I'd say that we've been really lucky to have the four of them as a unit leading us. I think we also have been really lucky with the fan base that we have had throughout the past 4 years, especially these past two when we've gone to the Garden. It's really cool to see the town rally around us and come support us, and I think it's been really cool to see how our team can give so many other people opportunities. Like we talked about Katie being able to come in the locker room and be at the Garden and just be part of the team, but also some of the high school singers were able to sing at the Garden, which is an amazing experience. Like you, Rebecca, and Robbie were allowed to be in the Garden, and just I feel like our team was able to give a lot of people experiences that they'll definitely remember forever as well, and I'm really happy that we can all be part of that.
I think just good luck to everyone who's coming up, and obviously we know the kids in there next year and they have just such a great group. We know they're going to do such good things. We're all really excited to come back and watch and see what they have in store. But just for everyone who's been involved with Wellesley hockey, it's such a great experience, and I just wish the best of luck to everyone. We all do, and I'm really excited to come back and see what everybody has.
It's so exciting to be a captain. It's a really humbling experience, but what a lot of people, I don't know if they realize, is that to be a captain's parent is probably some of the hardest work they have to do, fundraising, organizing everything, the buses, and just it's so much work. And I think that especially my mom, Mrs. Goss, and Mrs. C, our dads too, but they do so much work, and that really can't go missed, I think. And I think that just an extra thank you. I mean, especially our parents, we've done club teams together. They drove us everywhere before we could. So their commitment to the program is just as much as ours, and can't thank them enough for that.
So winning that, of course, you get to go back to the Garden.
Back, baby.
Don't look so disgusting. Okay, focus in. This is the big time. Don't say like. My dad would be so pissed if he sees this and I just say like in every other sentence.
Last year, that was our time to be in awe and
not looking too far ahead, which I think can be easy to do coming off a successful season last year. I was about to say
This blooper reel's gonna be out of it.
Let's do this.
What other memories? There are too many to pick one. I don't know. What? Yeah, no, we're not sharing that.
Senior year.
All right, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
There's always like there, and like I'd get annoyed with it. I'd have my like brace freakouts for the game of how like I didn't want to wear this, like the socks. I like made a huge scene. Sorry, Sarah Goss could still kill me for having everyone wear white socks with our black jerseys.
I do? No. Oh, you should have told me way earlier.
I don't know, I guess you could say that sometimes like it slips up for me or whatever, and I say something dumb. Sorry, Mom, I shouldn't have said that. Oh my gosh, she's killing me.
I haven't seen that many people recently. It's good to just get back out there.
1:06 a.m., we don't really know why, but Sarah started crying.
Going to the Watertown camp before our first season, and it just seems so not long ago. That sounded so unintelligent. So not long ago. Yeah. Like my hands on such a thing.
I think that I was really excited for hockey to be my first sport to come back to. Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
They had brownies.
Was it water?
Yeah, special brownies. No, I'm just kidding.
That's on video.
Like you ask Coach Campbell like a nutrition question, and then it just cuts to me like.